He pulls the gun right to my chest. He's like, give me your car keys. I was like, all right, no problem, bro. Relax. I'll give you the car keys. Once the gun was away from me, just 2-3 other guys came. They got in the car.
Holy.
Yo, I tattooed this one girl, tattooed her boyfriend's name. 4 months later, the same girl comes in with a different man for removal. And that man is sitting right there. He was mad quiet. He was just sitting there. He's like, buddy, remove Horugani.
For people who want to start businesses, how would you build it?
Literally every single day. I saw my end vision. I saw my end goal.
I think you're in your car and you got in a little crash and then a cop recorded you and posted it online.
100%. Accidents happen. The bigger issue was what the cop did. He just randomly comes towards the end, just stands there. Then I go beside him and I'm like, yo, I'm quickly gonna go grab my stuff from my car, right? Because the trunk was at the front and the car was literally upside down. Exactly when I go near the car is exactly when he pulls the camera up. Just so he could get me in the car. He had a whole reason and the whole purpose behind this, bro.
Welcome back to the DreamChaserz podcast episode. Do you know this time? Tell me you know this time, bro.
I do know. It's 71.
71.
No, 72, because you have to still post the other one. 72,
man. We got a very special guest with us today. He's a tattoo artist.
Yes.
He's overall just an entrepreneur and someone who is showcasing his life through his content creation, man. We have Rav, aka Singh Inks, aka Singh Lifts, aka Singh Lifts.
There's so many pages, bro. There's so many pages.
Appreciate you coming, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
What's your favorite one to go by, or what's the most that people recognize you by?
I think SinghInks.
Yeah,
I feel like
Singh
it's so
Inks.
easy. Like it's just there. You know what I mean? It's so easy to pronounce.
It flows well, yeah.
Yeah.
Singh Inks. Wait,
Yeah.
okay, so like not to get straight into it, but
Yeah.
like let's get straight into it.
Let's do it.
We'll start with Singh Inks just because I'm curious about Singh Inks myself. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see a lot of. First of all, becoming a tattoo artist is not like a common like. I feel like it's not everyone wants to become a tattoo artist.
No, it's not because it's associated with this whole stereotype of art, and you know, like if you do art, if you're an artist, you're not gonna be anything in life type of shit, especially for our community. But no, it's not common at all, bro.
Yeah. So,
But now it's starting to become common a little bit. I feel like
100% because like with like just the social media aspect of it, I feel like it allows people to be more themselves and like even like try to get customers. Because I could imagine without social media, it could be a little bit more difficult with all the competition
Yeah,
around.
for sure.
Exactly. Social media is huge, man. Especially in today's. I feel like I always tell people, it's your new resume. Shut up.
Yeah.
You know, more you work on your social media presence, and more you work on just being out there, it's very, very important to get yourself out there in order to like build that brand presence. And that's what's really important, because if you just start posting a bunch of like tattoos or whatever you're starting to start, right? Without having a brand presence to it and without having someone associated to it, like without having an image, like, you know, whether it's a person or like whether it's a group of people, right? Like the podcast, but instead of like without having a face to it, it's very hard to get yourself out there.
So how do you realize that? Because obviously you have like a couple different pages that all do pretty well now. But when you first started out, what like gave you that push to actually like start in the social media scene?
I just wanted to be like, especially for the Punjabi community. I started off with like fitness content because that was my first page, Singh Lifts.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be that fitness guy for the Punjabi community. You know what I mean? Because back when I started, bro, we were like, what year is this? This is like 2000. This is when Instagram used to look like one of those little like with white backgrounds and like high school
OG
Instagram
logo?
basically, literally, and this is when people still had their iPods, you know.
That was a good time though.
That's a long. This was a while ago.
Exactly. Shut up.
Yeah.
So that's when I started, and at that time, only thing that people were doing on Instagram, especially in our community, was just like posting pictures or just like a random shit, right?
Yeah.
Content creation and being an influencer wasn't even a thing for the Punjabi community at that time, in my opinion. So I wanted to be that guy in the fitness industry. Like, you know, follow the like. No, I had literally no footsteps to follow, so I just wanted to be that guy in the fitness industry and to kind of create a path for
who did you look like, especially back then, because you're saying like in the Punjabi community there wasn't a lot of influencers, but if you look back then in general, like, influencers weren't that big of a thing because like the platforms weren't there like that. So who gave you the inspiration for that, or was it just something from within?
Bro, my biggest inspiration, this guy called Christian Guzman. He was a huge fitness influencer. He's still very, very big. You know the guy who started Outfleet?
Outfleet?
Exactly.
I saw your reel literally today about that. Like when you went there.
Yeah, exactly.
That.
Yeah,
and you
so
created that candy brand and stuff too.
Yes. And that was his friend who created the candy brand actually. And just a bunch of these guys who started off just, you know, through YouTube and doing social media and posting content and just creating brands out of it, man. Like, and these guys are multi-millionaires right now. It's crazy. Like they literally started off with nothing. Okay. Build a huge presence on the media. And now they have such a huge following, and through that following, they're basically diverting those people into like traffic for their businesses. That idea to me was just at that point when I was that young, I'm like, you know what, I can do this, yo. Like it was so I wouldn't say doable, but it was such a huge motivation and inspiration. It's almost like, you know, when you go get a degree and then it's the next step, then you become this, then you become that. That's how I saw it.
Yeah.
And I could just envision everything, man. And that's the envision that I chased. It wasn't clear, it was blurry, but more I worked towards it every single day.
Yeah.
Clearer my vision got.
I think a lot of people who have like that creativeness in them naturally, right? They like kind of like want to go to the unconditional path or like the untraditional way and stuff like that. So like you're able to like spot it out. Did you go to school? Did you finish school?
I did go to school, but I did drop out like during my last year, I would say.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't see myself doing it. Like, what was I gonna do with a degree? You know what I mean? Like, was I gonna hang it in my tattoo studio? Kinesiology doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah. So that's why I just didn't see a point in it. And that point, I was really self-focused on what I was trying to do. I had a really clear vision. Yeah. And school just didn't align with it.
And wait, so why is it always people drop it at the last year? It's like they always figure something out the last year.
Literally, my mom, every single day, he's like, you know, like every single day I would hear that. But it's one of those things, man, because every year counts. You know what I mean? Like I was just talking to you guys about it. Like when you're at that age, time's flying by fast. And if I just stayed in school for another year, I would have missed out on a lot of opportunities in my head.
For sure.
Whether it's like opportunity with collabing with people, whether it's opportunity just like, you know, creating more content, because when you're in school, you can't do that shit. Like it's very hard. It's a lot easier said than done, because creating content is like a job, bro.
Yeah.
It takes a lot time
consuming, bro.
Exactly. You guys know, even to edit these videos, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like even when I'm on vacation or even when I'm traveling, like at the end of the night, I'm literally sitting in bed and fucking being like, all right, what's the next content creation idea? Or like, what video am I editing? It's always in the back of my head. It's like always, it's like business 24/7.
100%.
But yeah, bro, like I just didn't see a point in it. And it was my last year, and it was all, I started school without having a clear vision. And as I was coming towards the end, I knew what I was doing. So I was like, you know, fuck this. I'm not doing this.
So so like a lot of people like try to like leave school when they won't want to start something. But did you like leave school when you already had some progress, or were you just like, okay, question. I'm just going to dip school and start it now?
So my idea with that was, a lot of people are like, you know what, like I'm going to just like do that one thing in life and just completely focus on that, which is dope. But when I started, for me, it was like school was the backup plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If this doesn't go through, because I didn't know I was gonna be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't even know I was gonna be bro. I hated tattoos. I didn't even know I was gonna be a tattoo artist like 4 years ago. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's just like a step-by-step process. So especially, and when you're young, that's what I'm saying. Years are so crucial. When you're young, you have no responsibilities. You don't have to pay mortgages. You don't have to buy expensive cars. You don't have to take care of like, you know, family, or you don't have so many responsibilities.
Yeah.
So you have that time to just put your foot in every door and figure out which one's for you. And that's 100%. What it was for me.
And okay, so touching back on what you just said was that you hated tattoos and now you're a tattoo artist. That's like insane to me, first of all.
It's crazy. Like I was that guy, yo, bro, you have a tattoo, bro. You don't need a, bro, why are you putting a bumper sticker on a Bentley? Like that was that guy, bro, because that's how I was raised.
Yeah.
But when I got my first one, and when I started seeing,
how old were you when you got your first one?
I think I was 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, these days everyone's making me feel like I don't have a tat. It's too late. I don't know why. I just like, I feel like I do like, I'm like, I don't want to get something that I'm gonna regret later. You know, that's the main thing I think about.
But yo, once you get your first one, after that you're gonna be covered. I'm telling you. It's an addiction in a good way.
Okay. That's what everyone says, but I'm planning on getting it. I'm just taking my time, man.
yeah. Take your time, bro. As long as you need.
Yeah.
Then you become a tattoo artist after.
Maybe I'll become a tattoo artist. Who knows?
But yeah, yo, when I got my first one, it was like after my first breakup, I would say. I was like, yo, I need to change, bro. Like, you know what? Like that's what got me to like think openly. You know, there's always something that causes you to change. My bad.
No, you're good.
There's always something that causes you to change that direction in life.
Yeah.
And I guess that was that for me, bro. I wanted to be a little bit more the black sheep, rebellious and stuff, and tattooing was that. But when I did get the tattoo, I started seeing tattooing as art. And that's when my perspective about tattooing changed.
So what did you see it as before?
Before, it was just one of those things, just like a stereotypical, I'm like, yo, like I just don't need tattoos. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, if I need to remember something, it'll be there. Like, why do I need to have it printed on my body? Just like the most basicest brown stereotypes you can think of.
For sure. Yeah.
But when I got my first one, it changed my perspective of how it could be portrayed as art and how beautiful the process was. And I just love the vibe of it, man. And I was always really good at art ever since I was a kid. So that's something I was good at, sketching, oil paintings. I did all that shit when I was a kid.
Yeah. And I was gonna ask that because first of all, I could never imagine becoming a tattoo artist just for that reason. I do not know for shit, talking personally. Exactly. But yeah, I was gonna ask you that. I was like, did you always know how to draw, or is like, can you become a tattoo artist and not know how to draw? But no, that makes no sense. Yeah.
I personally don't think if you're shit at art, please don't become a tattoo artist. You're about to fuck a lot of people's arms up.
Can we draw straight lines and shit?
Yeah, exactly. But if you are creative, whether it's through any outlet, right? It could be like using cameras, videography, oil painting, anything. And tattooing is just a different tool that you can use to present your,
for sure,
creative minds, right?
Yeah.
So that's
it's the same thing about like getting tattoos too. That's a way to like express your creative ideas inside within yourself, right?
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly. It's a form of expression. And I feel like and when it comes to tattoos, I feel like they have a lot to do with your identity.
Yeah.
And that's why it's really important thinking of what you want to get, because they become a huge part of your image and how you carry yourself.
100%. That's what people see. Even if people don't know who you are and they see your tattoos first. Yeah. Of course, you shouldn't judge anybody, but automatically we do judge people without realizing, especially if there's tattoos. They're gonna look at it. Like somebody might think, oh, this guy's a gangster. Somebody might think this, that, whatever. Their perception
or as soon as you walk into a gurdwara, he's like, that's the Singh with tattoos.
That's true. That's 100%.
So you got the side eyes, uncle looking and shit.
What about that aspect though? Do you just not give a fuck, or like?
When I was younger, I did, and like I said, it was a process, especially with the family and being raised in kind of a strict household. My parents were hella against it, but it's just something you really have to figure out, like, who am I living for? Am I living for other people? Am I living for myself? As cliche as it sounds, you really have to think about doing your homework with your own self, and understand, like, if you keep letting people's opinion, because someone will have an opinion about something. We could be sitting here around like everyone who's tattooed, and if you don't have tattoos, then you're gonna be the black sheep for them. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, yo, this guy doesn't have tattoos, is probably so close-minded or whatever, I don't know. And then there's the opposite, depending on where you are, and it's the type of people that you surround yourself with. But as long as you know what you're doing, and as long as it represents you, fuck what other people think, bro.
I think at a younger age, for a lot of people, it's really easy, especially if you think your parents are giving you a good life and all that type of stuff, and you feel like you have good parents, that it's really easy to think that, oh, I need to like be obligated to what they're telling me to do and what their beliefs are and shit like that. But I think as you get older, this is like for people like the younger kids that are watching right now, you need to like dive deep into yourself and figure out who you are as an individual by yourself, rather than like, of course, like what you're raised plays a factor into it, but you have to have some individuality. You know what I mean?
I feel like that just comes out naturally. I feel like, but there's also some families where it's like they don't let it happen at all, and I feel bad for them.
I agree, and it's so much harder because I interact with these type of people every single day, right? Especially when I'm tattooing them. There's like girls or like young guys freaking out, like, yo, shit, yo, my dad's gonna kill me, like, But the reality is, you gotta understand, our parents come from a generation where tattoos were considered really negative. And we can't blame them for that. So what we have to do is we have to take it step by step with them. You have to like be more patient with them and explain what it means. I feel like with parents, once they see whatever you do that's out of their norm or out of like their teachings is affecting you in a positive way, they will eventually come to understand. You know what I mean? Like, imagine like there's a lot of people, even if you talk about like different types of career paths, right? Imagine if I'm 19 years old and I tell my mom, I'm like, yo, I'm about to drop out of school because I want to do content creation. Like, what is going to go through a mom's head or a parent's head? Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And that's expected. It's completely fine 100%. For them to think that. It's your responsibility as a 19-year-old now to prove her and lead her in the right direction and kind of like educate her in terms of how you're going to do it. Lay out a plan for them, man. Work with them. It's like having a business meeting.
You got a plan for them and having a plan for yourself too. You know, exactly. I mean? A lot of people want to do certain things, they don't have any idea, which is not bad to not have any idea, but have some sort of plan. You know, like how are you gonna learn?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Definitely gotta have a plan, especially when it comes to the families that they just want to look out for you, look for the best option for you.
And that's what that loan will help them understand you better, and it'll make the process easier of convincing them to do what you're doing.
100%.
And when it comes to customers coming in and not regretting, but like, has anyone come in for a tattoo removal because their parents said, what the fuck is this?
I saw you posted a video on it, like a little skit type of thing. Yeah, I saw that.
Bro,
but has that been like real? Like,
it's less about parents, but the funniest shit I find is sometimes I'm the same guy tattooing a girl or a guy of their like boyfriend's name or some shit.
And
I'm the same guy removing that, bro. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And there's been instances. So that is one time. I tattooed this one girl. I tattooed her boyfriend's name, right?
Yeah.
Current boyfriend's name at that time, and that guy was sitting right there on the couch, watching me tattoo her. I don't know how many months later this was. I think like 4 months later, the same girl comes in with a different man.
Yeah.
For removal. And that man is sitting right there. It's crazy. He was like literally sitting and he's just watching her get the other man's tattoo removed.
The ex-boyfriend was there in the studio.
The new boyfriend was watching the ex-boyfriend's name.
Okay. Bro, the new boyfriend came to get the ex-boyfriend's tattoo name removed, bro.
Why was he watching? Like, why is he overlooking it?
Why is he there?
Yo, it was the most awkwardest thing for me. It was like, it was like I was the fucking guy who tattooed her ex's name, and this guy hated me low-key, and now he's like, yo, you're the fucking guy who's gonna remove it too, bro.
Oh my god. Did he say anything? Like, was he just quiet the whole fucking time, just staring?
Yo, he was mad quiet. He was just sitting there. He's like, buddy, remove Hodu Agini. I was like, yo, I'll try my best, bro.
I wonder if there's still together.
That's so funny. Have you seen her since then? Like, are they same
nah, yo.
Hopefully not. Imagine she gets his name trying to sing a cycle, bro, like 5 times.
What do you think about people that get their partner's name tattooed? What are your thoughts on that?
Yo, I personally think it's never a good idea.
Yeah.
Unless even if you are married, why? You get what I'm saying? Like, why do you need to have someone's name tattooed? Personally, what I would recommend is get something tattooed that, like a rose or some shit, that reminds you of them. That the meaning could change anytime you want it to change. Something like that, but not the name, bro. Because and especially now being in the tattoo industry, knowing how many names I've had to remove and cover up, and bro, like, and the names are in the worst places ever, bro.
Like, what's the worst place you've seen?
Yo.
Wait, what would be the worst place that's not like obviously some crazy?
I don't know, bro.
Like, what is it, like a dumbass wall? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Bro, for the
I'm looking at you thinking of a dumbass wall. I don't know. What, like, if you're?
I feel like for guys, that worst place doesn't exist. For women, it does, right? I feel like women are more explored. I don't know what the word to use, but they're more like crazy with it.
They're more
open. They're more open to different areas,
putting in places that they don't want it to.
Yeah,
really, holy shit.
Yeah, it's like a fucking mark, bro. It's like a signature. Yo, this is my man right now.
Oh shit. This
so then there's a lot of the times I reject it because if it's a little bit too much for me, I'm like, nah, I'm not touching those areas, right? Because I'm very professional with it.
Because you have a sense of responsibility too.
Exactly, and I have a sense of responsibility. And imagine if I get a girl in the future and she's like, yo, how many names have you tattooed in those type of places, right?
Yeah,
I can't have that type of shit. So
out of respect to your future wife too.
Right? Out of respect to my future wife, yeah, exactly. So I keep my boundaries very professional when it comes to this type of shit.
God, that's crazy, bro. I didn't know people did it there, bro.
Yeah,
that's wild.
It's crazy, yeah.
That's a fuck shit. That's a freaky ass shit.
Yeah. Have they ever got removed from there too? You ever do that?
Nah, like I don't even get near those type of places, bro. Just because I'm trying to keep it super professional. But even then, even if it is close to anywhere, I make them sign like fucking 5, 15, 20 different type of waivers before I get sued for some random shit. So that's really important.
Have you ever got sued for anything like that or no?
Nah, yo, no, never. I haven't. No.
Somebody sues you for not liking the way you did the tat. That'd be fucking insane.
Yeah, what about that? Have you had people that have gotten like pissed at the tattoo you given them, or gotten mad or upset over it or something like that?
Yo, I feel like I
wouldn't have the balls. Sorry to interrupt you, but even if I didn't like the tat that much, I don't know, I wouldn't have the balls to like.
Yo, that'd be crazy. No, there's some people that are like, especially when guys come with their girlfriends and stuff. It's not the guys, bro. It's the girlfriends that are sitting beside them. She's like, so are you gonna like be doing that and like that type of shading? I was like, she has like a whole fucking Wikipedia on tattoos and just giving me her knowledge and shit. So that kind of gets annoying. But other than that, like, nah, like I haven't really had any crazy negative experience. I've had like fucked up uncles trying to get stupid as shit, like really, like dumb tattoos. There's a guy one time, and he just got just like a fuck ton of smiley faces on his hand. I still don't understand. Yeah, I still don't understand what the hell I tattooed. It was like some serial killer weird type of shit. Like this guy was giving me really negative vibes.
Yeah.
But like
you just feel the person's energy sometimes.
Yeah, right? I was like, what the hell, bro? And this is when I kind of started tattooing. So I didn't like, I was just trying to get anything and everything type of clients and stuff, just to get more experience. But I was like, yo, what the fuck was this? It's so weird.
What the
That
fuck?
Is some serious killer shit, bro. Holy shit, that's weird.
Yeah, like
if you remember that guy's name, search it up. He might be in the news somewhere.
Yo, imagine.
It's like it reminds me of that. There's this guy in Florida who, that guy in like the GTA 6 trailer who is like all fucking tatted up. I don't know if you've seen him.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I gotta show you.
I'm pretty sure I know.
He's like a real life person. He's not just a fake character. Well, look.
The guy who tried suing Rockstar or something because they used his face in the game and he's trying to get money out of it.
Fucking fuck tats. Oh, look at this guy. Tell me what you think about this guy.
Oh my god.
Oh, what are you guys saying?
Bro, what the? That's crazy, bro.
Like this is fucking insane. That's fine. That's fine. Whatever. It's fine. Yeah, that's just a wide angle.
That reminds me. I had this one guy one time. This Punjabi guy too. He's like, bro, can you tattoo my eyeballs?
Yo, get the fuck out of here. But okay, the fact that Punjabi guys are, I expect this from white people. Don't like racist shit.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, like honestly, there's no way. Like I'm not doing that shit. And then even when I'm doing tattoos at weddings, some guy comes, he's like, bro, can you tattoo me under my lip? I'm like, are you serious, bro? I'm not gonna do this shit over here. That's so weird.
Yeah. Does that shit last or does it like fade?
No, it doesn't. It fades really fast because it doesn't go deep enough into your skin and there's saliva all the time. It's just, I don't know why people get that shit. It's some weird shit, bro. Like,
I was gonna ask you. I see you do like the small like tattoo pop-ups at wedding parties and stuff like that. Do you have any like crazy stories from like drunk people trying to get tattoos during a wedding or something like that?
Yo, give me a Crown Royal bottle right on my chest.
Actually, talking about like people not liking their tattoos.
Yeah,
bro, I have tattooed. I think like 70, 80-year-old BBN at these events, bro.
What the fuck?
I am not joking. I don't know if they think it's Mendy, but I make sure that I tell them that it's not. And I feel like they just think it's so easy. They see all the young kids and everyone getting it. And they're like small tattoos, right? It takes me like less than 5 minutes to do one tattoo. And one time I had this BB come in. She's like, put it. And bro, I kid you not. She was like, bro, she was straight up like she was a BB, bro.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. And then, bro, she was chilling through it. And then 20 minutes later, she comes back. She's like, kal tak chal juga. I was like, permanent, right? I told her many times, but she's like, oh, chalo theek hai, hun ban gaya. I was tripping balls, bro. I thought her fucking son was about to come and fucking be like, yo, what the
fuck did you do to
like,
my BB?
Nah,
my balls,
yo, what did you do to my BB, bro?
Yeah. You got my BB got a tattoo before me, bro.
Imagine that's crazy. But yeah, bro, you have like straight up moms, aunties lined up. I don't know if you ever guys seen my videos and stuff.
I have,
bro. It's a lineup. Like even if the dance floor is open, no one gives a fuck about dancing. Everyone's ready to get tattooed up, bro.
You probably had people that never probably thought they'd get a tattoo in their life, but when they're in that moment in that party, they're down.
And it's not even because they're drunk. It's more because the process becomes easier for them. Instead of going to a tattoo artist, planning a tattoo, it's right there in front of them. It takes less than 5 minutes, and they're seeing so many people doing it. It's so painless in that environment almost, and it's so quick, and it just makes it a lot more comfortable of an experience for people to come get tattooed. You get what I'm saying? Because everyone's doing it. It's like a fun environment. Their cousins are there, the girls there, whatever, right?
And you only do small tats there, right? Just to make it quick.
Yeah, I only do small tattoos. I do custom ones, there's the regular basic ones, hearts, this, that. Like, I can do anything and everything. It just has to be small. Yeah, but it's such bro, I feel like that's such a dope experience.
It is. It's really cool because like you always see like these like the camera, the pop-ups that come, like the photo booth pop-ups and all that. I've never seen people do tattoos. Where'd you get that idea from for doing a tattoo pop-up?
Yo, me and my boy were just sitting, and one of my boys, he's a Toli, and he is into the wedding industry and stuff, right? And I think it was me and him and one of my others. We were just randomly having a conversation. I was like, and I don't know how this came up, but like, yo, what if you started doing tattoos at wedding? And he started laughing. I was like, and I was like, yo, actually, that's a dope idea.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it because I could basically, the machine is, battery powered. Everything is like very portable. Like I can take it anywhere. And that actually be such a sick and a dope idea. And the crazy thing is, I did not know how to get into it. And then one time I tattooed this really rich couple, and they were basically having a birthday party for their daughter's, like, I don't know, I think it was the 19th birthday or some shit, right? And they're like, yo, and I was having the same conversation with them. Like, I'm thinking of getting into industry. This, he's like, yo, what if you tattoo at our daughter's birthday party? I was like, yo, if you guys let me, that'd be sick. And I charged them like dirt cheap, right? But yo, that was a huge hit. And that first video went viral. And then people started hitting me up. And now I'm flying to like fucking Mexico or like San Francisco or like, all over the place at Punjabi receptions, tattooing people, bro. That's just sick.
Bro, it's a sick idea. Like I've never seen anything like that. It's really, really cool.
Exactly.
Have you seen anyone else do that? Or just...
Nah, bro. I have not seen anyone else do it.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah, and it's something very unique, and I love doing this shit, bro. It's just so fun meeting so many people, and it's just a dope environment, man. bro, it's a mela, bro. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like no one cares about like tattoo, photo booth, dance floor. No one, bro. Like people are just all lined up, having fun, drinking, just getting tattooed, bro.
Getting tattooed. Yeah, that's sick. And you're there with your family, your friends, everybody's close to you. You know what I mean?
It's a very, very, very unique experience.
For those people that your mom's not letting you get a tattoo, make sure Singh Inks gets booked at your cousin's wedding, bro. And then go with your tattoo.
Exactly. We'll tattoo you and your mom at the same time.
Maybe she'll be open to it then. But is it just you there or what?
I bring a team with me. I have like in my video guy, I have me, and then I have another artist with me always.
How important is it having a team in any business?
Very important, bro. Yeah. When I started, I was like, I'm gonna try my best doing everything. But have your team, pay people to do things that you can't do at the same time. You know what I mean? And you will be so much more productive.
Yeah.
Whether it's your retail businesses like my supplement stores or my marketing team, my employees, and it's like you build a family and you get to meet so many people. Every single person I've ever worked with, I'm still in touch with them, and they're literally like my family. Even the people that I have worked with, I chill with them more than I do with my boys, and it's more of like such a family environment. It's like you guys, like all the people who it's like a team here, right?
Yeah. For sure.
And I love like the whole idea of just building your team, and those are people you kind of come up with, bro.
Yeah. How many employees would you say you have right now across your tattoo studio and your supplement store?
Damn, you're gonna make me count. Let me see.
It's just interesting to know because
bro, I think like including marketing team, there's a lot of people like because some people have bigger, smaller roles. I would say at least like 12 to 15 people.
Yeah. Solid team.
Yeah. And those are like my ride or die, bro. Like if I even like I said, it's like a family, bro. If I call them 3 a.m. in the morning, they'll be there. If it's for personal business reasons, whatever it is, right? Because we all take care of each other in a good way.
100%.
So it's dope.
So it's important to get personal even with like your employees, right? Like you don't, or is it like a boundary?
Exactly. That's what I was gonna get to. There's a difference between getting personal and keeping the professional boundaries. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, there's that 1 or 2 people who you do become really close friends with, and they become like your family. But when it comes to like most of the people that you're working with, when I said family, or when I'm trying to say like it's like a dope environment, it's like being there for each other in terms of like opportunities, helping each other grow type of shit. Of course, you can go out and like have dinners and have like business meetings and all this stuff. But there should always be that boundary between professionalism and between friendship, because when you involve too much friendship into your business, and I've learned this the hard way, it always messes with you. And it ruins your friendships and
same thing that people say with doing business with family too, right?
Yes. I never get my family involved. Never get my relationships involved in my businesses. And if I've made that mistake before, it never goes the right way.
We're talking about car theft in Ontario.
It's crazy, bro. It's so bad. Well, I have been in like plazas, broad daylight, and not even shady plazas, bro. This is like outside of fucking Good Life Fitness in a busy ass intersection in Brampton.
Yeah.
Or it could be in Mississauga. And me and boys were just getting out of the restaurant, trying to get into a car, and a bunch of these people pulled up, and these are like all young kids, like under 20 years old.
Wow.
With guns and stuff, and they tried to rob you, bro. And this happened twice. It's crazy.
Wait, they tried to rob you? Like,
pointing
at you?
Yeah, exactly. I've had, bro, it's getting to a point where it's so common that you kind of lose the fear for it at this point. I've had guns pulled up on me like 2 to 3 times by now.
For
my cars.
Shit.
Yeah.
See, like that type of shit doesn't really happen here like that.
Exactly. And I haven't even talked about it on any podcast or even talked about it on social media, just because I'm like, it's pointless to kind of,
to give it attention.
Why, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just becoming so common that people are getting robbed, bro. There's videos in Brampton where and this happened in front of my store too. Police came, they're like, hey, can we get the video footage from your store in the back and stuff? Because there was a robbery just now.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, what was the robbery about? They're like, they literally stole a car within a minute at the red light. So this lady parked. Okay, you stop at a red light. How long is the red light? Like a minute, maximum minute and a half?
Yeah.
They pull up behind you with guns. They kick you out of the car. They get in the car and they drive off. And it's so common, bro. It's like they do not care.
That's fucked, bro. That doesn't even sound like Canada. That sounds like, I don't even know. Like
it's horrible.
Third world country.
What does it sound like, bro? What does it sound like to you? What does it sound like, bro? That's it.
I don't know how many countries in mind. I'm just saying, like, that doesn't sound like North America. It should be in North America, like, especially Canada. You know what I mean?
These guys, this is the reason why they should be kicked out. But yeah, bro, it's insane. And there was another incident when there was an uncle, like a full-on real estate uncle, right, in his AMG, and I saw the video. And this is on Bavaria Drive, you know how you guys have like Scott Road For us, it's like Barbaric.
Is that one like really wide road in Brampton?
Yeah, really wide road that goes right through Brampton.
If
you want to get anywhere in Brampton, you're on that road.
Yeah.
And this was in front of a hospital, church area and stuff. And bro, they literally pulled up behind him, went to him while he was stopped at a red light. And red lights are not long. And they went to the window. They pointed the gun on him, pulled him out of the car, and this guy's left standing on a busy ass road without his car, and like he's just standing there. He's like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, it takes a time process too. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Yeah, bro. And the first time it happened to me, I was like, "Oh my god!" Right? Like I was so like in shock. I was like, "What the hell just happened?" Right?
Yeah. And then you gotta think about two things. You think about your life could have got taken away.
Exactly.
And your car's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And for like as soon as it happened for the first time, what happened was this guy pulls up. He pulls the gun right to my chest. He's like, "Give me your car keys." I was like, all right, no problem. Relax. I'll give you the car key. No issue, right? Just here, right? My life's more important.
Yeah.
And then once that guy was in the car, and once the gun was away from me, these 2-3 other guys came, and they're kids, right? One of them tried to grab my phone, one of the other one tried to grab my wallet and stuff. I was like, nah, that's not happening. Especially like if he didn't have a gun at this point, right? So I was able to push them off, but they got in the car, started it off, like just drove it and just took off, bro. And the crazy thing is, so many robberies have happened in that plaza. After I found out, because the cops came there like, oh yeah, another robbery just happened yesterday. I was like, so why the hell isn't the plaza blocked off, right? If it's so common in this plaza or whatever, and this wasn't a shady plaza. There were kids walking around. There's a grocery store, a bunch of restaurants, and the parking lot's full, bro. This is like 6-7 p.m. You know what I mean? Like it's not late. It's not a shady plaza. I'm like, what the hell is going on in this country? It's crazy.
Yeah. And the thing we were just telling you before we started up again, a mall where you're staying at, the hotel, that plaza's, that mall's already shady, and they have 5 robberies and they still don't do anything about it. The security ran off and shit. So basically, to give the context to the audience, because they didn't hear it, it was basically the other day, Central City Mall, if you live in Surrey, you know it. It's pretty shady. There's a bunch of homeless people around there, right? 5 times in the last few months it's gotten robbed, and the 5th time was yesterday, and they pulled up with ARs and shit.
Wow.
And then, I'm just wondering. I was like asking my girl, because she's the one who told me the story. I'm like, why first of all, the security's running off, right? So why don't they have armed? If it happens so many times, why aren't they armed? And why don't they have people that actually do something, not just like people just stand around and then run away when it comes to time to do some shit?
Yeah.
And I don't know why they don't like take action, especially when it's happened multiple times, like you're saying.
Yeah. Bro, like me and my boys talk about it sometimes when we go to the banks and stuff. We see security guards, right? Some of them are like, they look like they're security guards, and some of them they're just like skinny, scrawny fucking guys. They're like, bro, what the hell is this guy gonna do? How is he gonna protect us? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Sometimes they're just there just to be there.
Just to be there.
That's not how it should be. If it's security, there's the whole idea of security is to protect people from some shit like that from happening.
Security.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want no skinny, scrawny, even girl, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100. Skinny, scrawny guys and girls, respectfully. They could be girl security guards, 100%.
Yeah.
And this is nothing against girls. This guy, we said guys, so I thought I'd even out the playing field.
I just didn't want to be that guy.
Skinny, scrawny, you're like, bro, like you're not intimidating anyone, right? Even the guys. I just want to make that clear, guys. Correct?
Exactly.
Even the guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
man,
bro.
I feel like the law system, as much as I would like to respect it, but it's all over the place, man.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, of course this violence happens everywhere. I don't think car thefts like that happen in BC. Like, of course you heard about it and shit, but not like I've seen so many stories come out of Ontario like so consistently where I'm like, yo, holy shit, this is crazy.
What car was it?
It was the M5.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then I got it back.
They always go for the luxury cars too, right?
Yeah, it's always the luxury cars, and honestly, like at this point, I'm just telling. Look, I feel like here's the scary part. If that type of shit happens to you, but you're like experiencing that in person, it's still manageable. You can still live with it.
Yeah.
I would hate if that was happening to my younger brother or, my mom or my dad who takes the car out for the day and stuff like that.
Sisters or something.
Sisters or something like that. Like, imagine if that type of shit happens and you're not there to do anything about it because you can't. That I can't live with. And that's the problem, bro. So like now, like whenever my mom's taking the car, and I just tell her to take the truck, bro, or like whatever, like the other car is that is possibly less to be stolen.
Yeah.
And it just sucks. You can't even have nice.
Can't even enjoy what you like worked hard for and shit properly, right?
Exactly.
There's this topic I want to bring up, and I'm not sure if you want to discuss it. We don't have to, but I saw a video you posted. It was about the car crash.
Yeah.
Are you down to discuss that?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Okay. It could be brief. I was just curious about it. I don't know the full details about it. I just thought it was interesting and kind of like fucked up. We're already kind of on the topic.
Yeah.
So if you could like give a rundown, what I saw basically was you talked about it for a bit. I don't remember all the details.
Right.
I think you're in your car and you got in a little crash.
Yeah.
and then a cop recorded you while you're in the middle of the crash instead of helping you and posted it online?
100%. See, the thing is, accidents happen, bro. And that wasn't the bigger issue. The bigger issue was what the cop did. And the worst thing, it was a Punjabi cop. I have his name, I have his badge number, but of course it's pointless for me to like go out of my way and expose him and stuff like that. And when I came home and told my parents I was a Punjabi person, and you know, like I was furious. I was like, yo, I'm gonna take legal action, this, that. But my dad sat me down. He's like, you know what? At the end of the day, he's Punjabi. And why would you go after him for his job or anything like that? Because why would we put Punjabis down? And that's the first thing that my dad told me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah.
And at that point,
it's
I was
hard to say it too in that
exactly situation. In that situation. And at that point, I was like, you know what? Like, he should have thought of that before doing that to me.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And
for sure.
Yeah. And if us as a community are putting each other down for especially stuff like this, like, why? Like, and instead of like, you know, demotivating people or defaming people, and there's a lot of like pages and all this shit too that are meme pages in our community that are just so utterless and pointless.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, I feel like community needs to have more of a togetherness and support each other in a positive way instead of like defaming people for no fucking reason. And at that point, he knew exactly what he was doing. The worst part about this whole thing is this wasn't just a random video he took for his boys and stuff, which is what I thought it was, right? He waited. He was just standing there for a good like 5 to 10 minutes, not doing anything. Other cops were there. They did their job. You know, they helped me out.
5-10 minutes is insane.
Yeah, and he came like after. He didn't even come like during the whole process or anything. He just randomly comes like towards the end, just stands there, doesn't ask me how I am, my name, nothing. He just stands there for like just standing there, right? And then I go beside him and I'm like, yo, I'm quickly gonna go grab my stuff from my car, right? Because the trunk was at the front and the car was literally upside down, so I was wanting to get my bag out. And he just standing there just looking at the car, and he exactly when I go near the car is exactly when he pulls the camera out, just so he could get me in the car. So he had a whole reason and the whole purpose behind this shit, and that's so like
ill intent. He had
exactly, and it's so negative, bro. Like why would you do that to someone? Whether it's me or anyone else, it doesn't matter. Like, imagine if something did happen. Imagine if like, you know, I did get like crazy injured or like, you know, I lost my life. Like, imagine if shit like that happens. There's people like him who are supposed to be protecting us and doing something and, you know, impacting the community in a positive way, especially if you're Punjabi, man. And putting Punjabis down, that's not right. Like, look at the first thought that my dad had about him, you know, like, let's not put Punjabi as a Punjabi, let's not put Punjabis down.
And he had
even if you take the Punjabi aspect out of it, you're a police officer, you're meant to serve the public
as a person.
Exactly, as a person in general too, you know what I mean? Like, as a cop, you're not supposed to be like, imagine if you're a fucking doctor doing a surgery and you have someone's like, you know, chest open and
you fucking
like you're like posting, nah, bro, like, come on, like, you're a cop, like, you should have more responsibility, and you're not even just a regular cop, you're OPP, which is like, you know, Ontario Provincial Police, which are considered like, you know, more
higher caliber.
I don't know what the categories are with that type of shit, but like, they're supposed to have more sense towards shit like that.
You know how you're talking about the first thing your dad told you was like, you know, he's Punjabi and we need more togetherness and stuff. Punjabi community has a lot of togetherness, but it also has a lot of separation. Why do you think, where did that separation come from within us? Like,
I feel like that separation comes from just,
is it jealousy, hatred?
I feel like it really is jealousy, and it really is just like hate towards seeing other people do good. Whatever I've done, like, I try my best to educate and inspire people and to kind of like help people be like, you know, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And there's a lot of people also take stuff like that very negatively.
I was about to say.
And they kind of like jealousy or, you know, the evil eye, whatever you want to say.
Oh, you think you're better than me or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And that's not the whole purpose behind me posting it. You know what I mean? And my whole purpose behind me posting is like, look at us Punjabis, like, we're doing good, and this is what we should, like, you know, try our best to like do better for the community and do our best to like get out there and, you know, like make content or do businesses and stuff like that, you know, level up. That's my whole intent behind posting content like that. So it's educating and inspiring, but then if some people are going to take it the wrong way, that comes out of hate and jealousy. And that happens not only to me, it happens to every single person in the community, whether it's like big singers, smaller influencers, bigger influencers, it happens to everyone.
Everybody.
And this is so unfortunate.
For sure. What do you think, like, let's just say for anybody out there, not even the Punjabi community, just in general in the world, like human beings, like, what do you think people need to do more of to have more togetherness and support and less jealousy and envy of each other and stuff like that?
Bro, it's really good that you asked me that, because I just thought of this one video that I saw online. There was... So basically, there was a guy at a gas station, and this guy's walking towards his car, right? And I think he was driving a Lambo, and he's a huge like a famous influencer and stuff. I don't know his name, but he was driving towards Lambo. He didn't have a front plate, and there was a lady cleaning at the gas station that he was parked at. And this is such a beautiful video because it puts the exact same perspective about this stuff, you know, in the right place. Yeah. And the lady is like, hey, and she's working at the gas station. She's like, hey, you don't have a front plate on your car. You should really have a front plate on your car. And this guy was recording at the same time while he was recording a vlog for himself. He's like, this is a perfect example of the world. Instead of asking me how I got here and, you know, what I did to get here and, you know, asking me about like, you know, what she should do to like, you know, level up. Yeah. She's hating on the one thing that she could catch on is not having a front plate on a supercar. Yeah. Like, come on. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's what puts the world in perspective for you. Like I could be posting like a video about like, for example, like I could be posting a video about like, you know, like I recently, you know, bought my mom some designer stuff and I posted a video about that. Yeah. 99.9% of the comments are really positive, right? Yeah. And the 1% per comment is like, so you're saying we should buy expensive shit for our parents to make them happy? Yeah. Like, no. That's not the purpose of the video. That's not the point. Yeah. That's not the point. My point is like, we're trying to do the most for our parents. And even in my bio, it literally says, if it's little, the small things, let's spend time with them. Let's do something for them because they've done so much for us. You get what I'm saying? For sure. And it just fucking sucks. Then that's just the mentality. And I feel like you will always have people like that. And those are the type of people that just never grow, bro. Yeah. 100%.
Facts. I think for people, I mean, like, first of all, a lot of those people don't even look within themselves. We were just talking about this right before the pod started, but even like everybody can always have some type of insecurity or something they're insecure about or some type of something in their head. But the most important thing is if you're like, you accept it, you admit it, and you're conscious about it and you work on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But those type of people will never even take that step.
Yeah. Some people, but there's also a lot of positivity in the world, you know?
No, there's a lot of positivity. Of course there is. Yeah.
Because, for example, 99% of the comments were positive, right?
Yeah. So it's like, sure. But it's also like, as a human being, you're going to focus more on that 1%, maybe the negative and all the positive. It just happens. That's just
your brain is naturally wired to kind of be like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I to do it? But that's where it's really important to have a thick skin. We were talking about this the other day. Having thick skin and like, especially if you're putting yourself out there, it's very important because if you don't, people like that will affect you, and you can't have like those type of fucking people affect you in a negative way. I feel like I use that type of shit, whether it's positive or negative, as motivation, and both of them is a drive. You 100%. Know what? If you think this way, you know, I'm gonna keep going and keep bettering myself. 100%. And those people will never stop regardless.
Because you got to understand, like, no matter how much you try, no matter what you do, there's always going to be at least one person who doesn't fuck with your shit. That's just how it is. Like, 100%. You can't control everyone. You can't control everyone's
part of the game, man.
You can't control everyone's perception of you. You can't change everyone's perception of you.
Exactly.
That's just how it is. Yeah,
100%, bro.
Like, we're just spitting for a little bit here.
Yeah, we were talking about your tattoos a lot before. Yeah. And we talked about your lifting a little bit. I just maybe talk a little bit about your supplement store. Mm-hmm. Was that just like a direct inspiration from your lifting page, like, start, or like how'd you get into that? And when did you realize that it was actually starting to grow as like a business? You know.
So you see, the thing is, like, I feel like every business or everything that I'm doing, if you look at it, whether it's the supplement store, whether it's tattooing, whether it's doing tattoos at Punjabi receptions, tattoo removal, since day one, I've always thought about what's something different that I can do. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I've always thought about it from the community perspective. I've never thought about it from my perspective. It's always been like, what's one thing that I can kind of get into and just like open up pathways for our people to be like, all right, you know what? I can do this too. Yeah. When I got the supplement store, bro, I think I was one. I don't think I know for a fact. I feel like I was one of the first Punjabis in GTA Toronto Punjabi community area to have a business in the fitness industry. Yeah. Right. And this is 2017, 18. Yeah. And the support was unreal. Like, Punjabi people supported me so much, bro. People would drive like 30, 40, 50 minutes just to come grab a protein. You know what I mean? At that time. And the support was unreal. And after that, look at how many supplement stores opened up in Brampton. Yeah. And it's all Punjabis. And I love the fact that it is, because that was the goal. Yeah. My goal was never to be like, I want to be the first one and I want to keep staying at the top or whatever it is. That was never the goal. My goal was always like, if I'm going to be in this industry, I want more Punjabis to be in this industry with me, because every industry that I've basically started off with, whether it's tattooing, whether it's being, doing supplements, fitness industry, I've always felt so alone, you know, like me when I first started, because I'm like, yo, I'm the Punjabi. Why aren't there other Punjabi business owners owning supplement stores? And look at it now. There's like 1 million supplement stores in Brampton. Mm-hmm.
You want to inspire other Punjabis to do that.
I think when you do anything out of the heart of inspiration, out of the heart of trying to help others, it'll work out one way or another, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It works out one way or another.
And I'm so thankful for our community, bro. To be honest, there's a lot of bad things there, but there's so many great things for our community too.
So many great things, man.
If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. Shut up.
100%.
Yeah, and you know, also the other thing is like a lot of people in our community, we think there's a lot of negative, but I think other communities that look into ours think that we're very together and stuff like that. Like my barber, he's Filipino. Like we were just having this conversation like last week with Drew, and he was like, "Yo, like he's like, your guys' culture is so sick because it seems like all you guys do is just support each other." Which is like we're blessed to have that as like who we are. You know what I mean? Like we can be ourselves and we can have our people supporting us.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Wait, I want to stick on that because I just want to know for people who want to start businesses, even me, I'm just interested. Like, how would you build it? Like from to get it to the point it is now, like, just that journey. Like, I just want to know what it looks like.
It's media, literally posting every single fucking day. Like, and let's just take, you know what? Supplement store is now it's at a point where there's a lot of people doing. Let's say tattooing, for example. Since I started tattooing, there was not one day that I missed that I didn't post, that I didn't tattoo. Even if I tattooed for like $50, $20, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, and a lot of people are scared of judgment. They're like, yo, if I start this, bro, like, what are people going to think?
For sure.
I did shit tattoos when I started. You know what I mean? No one knew that I did tattoos.
Yeah.
But I didn't care. I didn't care about the criticism because I knew I was going to get it regardless.
Sure.
Whether if you're doing great, whether you're doing bad, you're going to get criticism regardless, right?
Sure.
So I just started, and every single day I was like, I'm just hustling, bro. Because you know what it is? I saw my end vision. I saw my end goal. And that's exactly what I chased, and that's exactly what I'm still chasing every single day. And that's what doesn't get me to stop, because it's that end goal, it's that vision. You know what I mean?
What's that vision, if you can tell us?
Bro, the vision is retire my parents. I already retired my mom. And thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Retire my parents and not having this sense of financial freedom so I can do the most for my family. And just spend quality time with my parents, or like, you know, my future wife, and just like being able to be like, if my kids want something in the future, let's say when I have kids, or if they want anything, I can always provide and never have to worry about going to work, or like I never have to worry about like always working and, you know, not having enough time for my family. I want to just live. I want to enjoy the little things in life. But
sorry I interrupted you, but I just wanted to ask you, where does that vision come from? Because for a lot of people, it could be maybe their childhood or their certain experiences they had, or something that causes that. Like, when did you have the vision, and what like caused you to like think about it like that?
Bro, like I feel like I've been working since I was like the legal age you could work, right? Like I think, what was it, like 15, 16?
15, 16.
Yeah. So I've been working since then, bro. Whether it's like odd jobs, I've like, you know, washed cars, I've worked factories, I've done anything and everything to kind of make money ever since then, right?
Yeah.
And I was always surrounded by people who, these guys would be like 40, 50 years old, and like they're still grinding like 12-hour shifts, you know, or like look at all these like huge houses that like, you know, people buy in Brampton. And like, if you go and on like a random day in Brampton and drive down like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like a 2-3 p.m., all streets are empty.
Yeah.
All houses don't have their cars parked in front of them because they're all at work.
Yeah.
What is the point of having big houses, big cars, when you don't have enough time to spend in them?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like that right there alone is the biggest motivation. I don't want to work a day past 30, bro.
Yeah.
Shut up. Like,
you don't want to slave your life away. You want the time is the best. Time is the most valuable thing, because you can't buy that.
We as humans are not meant to just like work. Like that's not life, man. Of course I love what I do, and I'm still gonna tattoo probably for the rest of my life. Not like a business mindset, but more just creating art type of mindset. You know what I mean? Just because I enjoy it. But no, man, I'm not gonna be like, you know, waking up like at fucking grind 5 a.m. and, you know, working all day type. No, man, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it for myself, not because money's my motivator.
That's
as simple as
a great way to think about it. And I think it's really hard for people to think about it because they feel like they're trapped in like certain lifestyles and stuff like that. What I wanted to ask you something about your business too. A lot of times when people start business, and I'm asking this for myself too, a lot of times when people start business, people say look for a solution, fix somebody's problem. I think that's the hardest part to figure out. How did you figure out for yourself, like, okay, there's a problem here, this is a solution for that? Like with tattooing, I know you were saying the community aspect, but maybe even outside of that, like, what are like some things that brought you like towards it like that?
I saw it less as a problem, and I saw it more of it, there isn't enough people doing it. There's so much more room. Do you get what I'm saying? How many times you sit at a table and be like, yo, there's not that one Punjabi YouTuber, or I was talking to Parm, right? He wants like be like a huge influencer. I was like, there's not enough. There's not. Where's the Aiden Ross for the Punjabi people?
Yeah.
Where is the fucking Fousey Tube or like like all these people like huge like influencers like Milk Boys and stuff for the Punjabi. It's just the room that there was so much room for so much growth, right? And when you start to realize that there is that emptiness in that field, is when I saw opportunity. And the biggest thing I always tell people is it's understanding yourself as a person, what you really fuck with and what you don't.
Yeah.
For me, it was, I knew that I was good at art. I knew I had a passion for business. And I just combined those skills, right? Because what is marketing? Marketing is technically art.
Yeah.
It's a form of art.
Yeah.
So whatever your passions are, whatever that you really enjoy doing, combine them and see where you go with it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did, bro.
I think that's some good advice. I think a lot of people taking that, and if you actually heard what he said, is really good.
Yeah, because with I like that last thing you said with the passion combined with the business idea or something like that. Because with the passion, you're probably gonna stick to it longer and really put your effort in compared to something that you're forcing yourself to do just for the business side.
Exactly. Yeah, like you have to sit down with yourself and understand what you like, what you're good at, what you're not. I was always really bad at school, right? So that was never gonna work out. I wasn't gonna become a doctor. I knew internally deep down, no matter how hard I tried, I was never gonna be a doctor or engineer or like a lawyer, right? That's just not me, bro. I don't see myself, being in a suit 24/7, whatever it is. That's just not the lifestyle I want to live. I had a vision. I knew what I wanted to do, and I didn't know how to do it. Simple as that, right?
So just to like cut you off, when people have that feeling of, I don't know what to do, I know what I want to do, but I don't know what to do for it, how do you fight that? How do you battle it? How do you overcome that?
Bro, like my mom would be cooking in the kitchen, and I'd be like, yo mom, I'm gonna get this car by this time. She would laugh. She would be like, my mom's like, this, that. Yeah. But the crazy thing is, exactly the timelines that I had for myself, I did achieve it. And at the time that I envisioned that, or like told myself I would get there, bro, I probably had like $100 in my bank account, like $5,000 in my bank account. Like it wasn't like I didn't have the money for it. I didn't know like what I was gonna do to get there. Yeah. But I just knew I was gonna get there. And what I did to basically achieve that is every single day I sat down and had a conversation with myself. As soon as I woke up and as soon as I went to sleep, I was like, what did I do today to get one step closer to my goal? You know what I mean? Did I figure something about myself? Did I have a dope conversation with a friend about my goals? Because when I would sit down with my friends, we wouldn't be drinking, smoking, none of that shit. Like we literally be having conversations like this to better ourselves, right? Sure. Whether it's the mindset, whether it's manifestation, whether it's law of attraction. When you have that's what I'm saying. When you have that vision, you might have a huge fog or don't have clarity towards that vision. But when you have that vision is the most important thing. When you have that and you start chasing it in one way or the other, it starts to become more and more clear exactly what you want to do and how you want to do it as you're progressing towards it.
For sure. And I think a lot of people, I think everybody has a vision in some way or another, but when that fog comes in the way and when there's not clarity, then they kind of maybe give up or they don't take the steps. And and then you go back to the traditional of like whatever, like if somebody's working a 9 to 5 or they're working a job, there is no fog, there is no, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just very clear, which is why it draws people in. You get told
what to do and stuff.
It draws people in. So.
On like a more entrepreneurial path, you got to really think for yourself and give yourself deadlines and things of that nature. Like, really like what you're saying.
Yeah, bro. Like there's a lot of people in school that are like, some of my friends or some of them are not. When you become like something through school, you have your whole path laid out in front of you. You do this degree, you do this, and you become this. You know what I'm saying? Now that's not easy, but it's a lot harder if you don't have if you don't have a path laid out for you. Do you get what I'm saying? If no one tells you, yo, Rav, if you do this today and you study this much and you put this many hours and stuff, you're gonna get this much of an outcome. There's no such thing when you're doing business, bro. Yeah. You gotta figure it out yourself. That's why it's so important to have that path lined up for your own self, because no one's gonna create it for you.
Yeah. For sure.
Touching back on the tats, just to maybe get on the more like funner note. No, but I like
we got some good combo.
Too much business.
No, it's
really good combo.
It's really good conversation. I could imagine like this is the type of shit I want people to hear, and I want to hear for myself. Like I feel like I'm learning a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Like. Because I wanted to ask this earlier when we were talking about tats and shit. Because you told us like this one guy got fucking, what was it? Smiley faces all over his hat and shit. So funny, yo. Like what are some other shitty ass tats people got? Because this is my opinion, right? I don't care if this offends anyone. If this offends you, Because this guy has
I already know where you're
how do you feel with the roses, with the lions, with the clocks? Like I don't know. It's too basic, bro.
Yo, I gotta hide my roses. Hold up.
No, it's basic in my opinion, but guess what? Everything's basic, right? I'm just like saying shit just to say it, right?
Yo,
like, I feel like I might get that shit too, just even though I'm saying
I'll
it.
make fun of you then.
But like,
the AK-47's coming soon.
Okay, that one is it. But yeah, how do you like? What are some shitty ass tats that you've seen or you've had to do just because you know?
Bro, like the smiley one was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
It was mad weird. And then there's people who like get tattoos in just weird places. I remember one time I tattooed this one girl and she got a tattoo inside of her ear, bro.
Inside of the ear.
Inside of her ear.
What
and
did she get inside of her ear?
A flower. And I still couldn't understand like why.
I guess right? Crazy like spiritual
here?
like
yeah, like literally like yeah, inside, bro, like right here, like in this area.
The fuck, she like hearing roses? Like, what the fuck is this shit? What kind of
symbolism
is this?
You know, like there's sometimes like when I'm tattooing, like a lot of the times if I don't fuck with it, like if I like, for example, like the most basic shit, tribal patterns, or like having that band, bro. I don't know what is it with our.
I was gonna ask about that too. I don't like that. I just don't like it. Like,
I just straight up reject it, bro. Like people were like, "What body band kar doge?" I was like, "No, bro. Sorry, I don't do that." Like I don't want to. Like I don't want to sit there doing the same tattoo 5 times a week. Like that's not the reason why I tattoo. I tattoo because I find a creative joy in it. Sure. And if you're doing some most basic, boring as shit that has no meaning, like I'm not probably gonna tattoo you, bro. Shit up.
For sure.
So yeah, bro, that's one of them. And then when it comes to lions, tigers, and roses and shit,
we have a lion and rose right here, right here.
But it looks fire though. Don't get it twisted. But it's just
I still like. It might be basic, but I still think it represents me really well. Like at the end of the day, you know.
No, but like at one point is like everything's been done, so it's like I guess everything's somewhat basic, but I'm just like
it's about how you carry it, right?
Yeah.
But the funny story, it kind of reminded me of this one time. I had this one guy. He was stoned out of his mind. Yeah. Okay, and this is his first tattoo. This is why I tell people try not to be under any sort of influence when you're getting tattooed.
Yeah.
But this guy was so stoned, bro. First we sit down and I think he had eddies, right?
Oh, okay. That's even worse.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It kicks in right at the painful spot.
That's it up. And then we sit down. I'm doing the stencil, and after the stencil's done, he goes to his car, comes back. I don't know what the hell he did, but like he comes back. And then I put the stencil on. This guy starts tripping balls. He's like, "Bro, are we really doing this line on my arm right now?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I designed it. Like, you know, we spent 2 hours designing this shit. No shit. Like, we're about to tattoo you." He's like, "Oh, bro, this guy started, bro. He started losing it. He's like, yo, my dad's gonna beat the shit out of me." I was like,
"Oh shit,
bro, you should have thought of that before I fucking sat down for 2 hours and did it. Like, you know, the stencil and shit." And then he started. He's like, "Yo, why is this line moving and shit?" I was like,
"Oh my god, bro."
Yo, I don't think that was fucking edible. That's some other shit. Shrooms or some bullshit.
I don't know what the hell this guy was on, right? Because when he went to his car and came back, I was like, "Oh my god, bro. What am I gonna deal with now, right?" And then I'm like, "Yo, I don't even know if I should tattoo you." Like, I think he's like, "Nah, yo, I just need to lay down." This guy started breathing mad heavy and shit. He was on. I don't know what the hell this guy was on,
or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this guy was on. But he was like fucked out of his mind. Like, so experiences like that are mad weird when I'm tattooing people. Like when they come stupid, like stoned or some shit.
Yeah. Wait? What happened at the end though? Did you get it?
I think his drug started to wear off. But the tattoo turned out to be pretty sick. And then he got on a call with this girl. The whole time this girl was on speaker and just trying to calm him down while I was tattooing him. It's so funny, bro. He's like, "It's okay, baby, you'll be fine. I promise." I was like, "Yo, what the fuck, bro? What am I, a fucking counselor now?"
Yeah. Like, that's so jokes.
Bro, that's hilarious.
What's the most painful spot? I gotta know so I can make sure.
Yo, painful spot, like
bottom of your foot or some shit.
Kind of. Like ankles or wrist or like fucking neck or face tat. Like anywhere there's less muscle and fat, but more like bone and cartilage.
What about elbow? Okay.
Their elbow kills, bro.
Bro, when I go my elbow, like my whole, like I've got my whole half sleeve, but the elbow was like, holy fuck, and it was just heavy shading on my elbow.
The elbow and another part. There's a lot of people don't think it would hurt. It's the inside of your biceps, bro.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of people say
Holy, bro. Like even when I got my inner done,
it's pretty dark too, right?
It's crazy. Yeah. Like I was fucking screaming because because remember back in the day, bro, like when they used to torture you, they used to fucking grab pliers and shit. They ripped innards out of your biceps. It's literally, bro, it hurts like crazy, bro. Because the skin is so soft.
Would you say that's the most painful spot you got in it?
In my opinion, if you do inside of your biceps near like your armpits, it kills.
What about, a lot of people say ribs too?
Oh, I can imagine that.
Yo, a lot of girls got rib tattoos, but I've never had a problem tattooing girls. It's always the guys making faces and shit.
No way.
Yeah, straight up. Like whenever I'm tattooing girls, bro, 90% of them fall asleep.
What?
I kid you not. Like they're watching their fucking Love Island shows and shit. They're like, can you turn Netflix on for me? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And they're just watching their like Dubai Bling or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. They're all watching the same shit. And because at this point I'm so experienced, like, yeah, you want Dubai Bling, you want Love Island, which one do you want? Because they all watch the same shit. But yeah, they're completely fine, bro. It's always the guys, bro. And they try to act tough. This is the funniest thing. Yeah. Like they would like, and the amount of times guys have passed out while tattooing, I've never had a girl pass out. And one time, I was tattooing this one guy, and like mad respect to this guy, he was super cool. But like, after this is why I feel like as a tattoo artist, it's really important to engage in conversations and know like what your client's going through. This comes from experience. This is when I first started tattooing. I'm doing a sleeve on this guy, and he's sitting on my tattoo table, and that's when I had like a rectangle type of tattoo table. It's like this high off the floor, and I'm tattooing him, and I put my headphones in at that point, and I stopped having conversations because I'm too focused on the tattoo, right? I don't do that anymore because I'm, it's a more fun environment now. And then I see his arm kind of getting pulled back, right? I was like, yo, bro, like, you good? And then I grab his arm, and it just slips out of my hand. And I look up, bro, this guy, his legs are on the table, and his body is like, his head is on the floor. This guy's like 50-degree bent. He's out, bro. And he starts snoring. I was like, what the hell?
What the fuck?
Yo, that was the most trippiest experience for me. I started freaking out. I was like, yo, what, I'm not a doctor, bro. Like, what am I gonna do? What if cops come and shit? Like, what the fuck are they gonna see? Like this? Yeah. And then the guy with like a needle in his hand and shit. Like, it just looks wrong, right? So I was like, yo, shit. Like, and then I got like one of my employees to come and be like 2-3 guys, bro. He was a big dude too, bro. We had to deadlift him off the floor and put him back on the table.
You go to the gym strictly.
You scoop a pre-workout.
And the crazy thing is, like, I had my pre-workout with me at that time, so I was like, we might have to pop one, bro. But yeah, so we have to lift this guy, put him in. Then I called my girl at that time, and she was the nurse. I was like, yo, what the hell do I do right now, right? She's like, yeah, put his legs up. Like, I was doing a whole procedure, bro. Like, whole CPR, and this guy finally woke up. He's like, yo, we're done the tattoo so casually. I was like, yo, you passed out, bro. Like, you were on the floor. He's like, oh, no way. And then he casually just gets up, and then he finishes the tattoos and go home.
What the fuck, bro? Wait, so did he like sleep or like pass out, right?
Bro, he went to sleep, bro. He was out. Like okay, I don't know. I think there was some kind of a reflex. I don't know what.
Was it like a bigger piece getting done? It was like,
yeah, it was a big piece.
People should eat right beforehand. Like,
yo,
those videos. I just want to say this. Those fucking videos of people shaking and shit. That shit gets me like. Fucking like they're like, just stop, just take a break, yo. Like has anyone like shaking while you're doing the tap?
Yeah, so like I said, it's always the dudes, right? And then they try to act tough, and like, you know what's the biggest giveaway? Like when the guy's arm is like just chilling on my armrest, and then he's like acting tough because maybe his girl's there or whatever, right? And then his hand is like fucking sweating. It's like Niagara Falls on his hand, bro. And I was like, that's why I know. I was like, this guy's probably like tripping balls inside right now, right? So I purposely, like, because I'm experienced with this now, so I'll tell them to keep giving them breaks. I keep feeding them like sugar, candy, protein bars. Bro, it's like a whole spa at Singh Inks, bro. Like when it comes to guys like those, like they're fed and shit. Like they're watching
Netflix. You just get the protein bars from the supplement store, bring them to the studio.
Straight up, yeah. So it's like fully discounted, bro. So there's that.
Even I made sure though, both, like, I don't know why the first time I got it, I wasn't like that nervous, but I just started watching like hella YouTube videos, like, oh, what are you supposed to do before getting a tattoo? Like, but I was fine. Like,
those trip you out more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like
a white guy with the sound effects and shit in the back.
It's like some guy narrating it or something.
Yo. Is numbing cream worth it? Like, you didn't do numbing cream, did you?
No.
I don't know why I thought you did. Like,
I hate using numbing cream. I'm not gonna lie. So sometimes I even lie about using numbing cream.
Really?
Yeah, there's one time this lady getting a tattoo. She was getting a spine tattoo. Bro, as soon as I would touch her skin, she was like, oh, no, stop. I was like, oh, fuck, right? Like, this was going to take 5 hours to do a tattoo that's an hour. So what I did is, and it's a lot of time it's placebo, because numbing cream, I'm telling you, like, it's going to work for 20 minutes. After that, it's going to be gone, right? Because how long can a legal numbing cream? It's not like anesthesia and shit. Legal numbing creams that you use are like going to stay for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And it makes the skin really like rubber-like, and it gets really hard to tattoo. If the person wants to use it, of course I use it, but 90% of the time it's placebo. So what I do before using the numbing cream is like, if I tell this now, all my clients are gonna know this. But like this one time, this lady was like, spine, she wasn't able to see what I was doing, right? She's like, can you please put numbing cream on this, that? I was like, yeah, you know what, I got you. I'll see what I can do. And I was like, it's gonna cost you $50 extra because this is like the really strong one or some shit, right? So I took a fuck ton of Vaseline and put it on her tattoo. And she was like, I'm like, let it sit, for 20-30 minutes. I'll be back. And then we start tattoo. You're gonna feel no pain, bro. I started doing a tattoo after putting a lot of Vaseline on. The tattoo was done in 20 minutes after that. No problem at all. Like, it's all placebo, because tattoos are not actually that painful unless you're getting a huge sleeve and you're sitting there for 8 hours and you have the fucking elbow or the inner bicep left. That's when it's painful. But if you're doing those sleeves, you also need to have balls to do it. You know what I mean? So.
It's usually in your head. Like, cause I was always more comfortable about it. Cause like, I think honestly, dude, if you want one, bro, you gotta like just be okay with it in your head, bro. Like if you want it, you want it. You know what I mean? But elbow was definitely like, holy fuck. Like I never fucking felt pain like that though.
Beauty is pain, man. That's how it is.
No, 100%.
No pain, no gain.
Or white ink too. White ink kind of hurts a little more too.
I see you obviously you got tats and shit. What's your favorite tat?
I would say my favorite tat, bro, is this one right here. So this is basically a picture of me sitting inside. The gun's not real, of course. It was a prop. Sitting inside with my boy in one of my classics. Okay. And have you ever seen that famous like Chicano scene where these two girls with bandana are sitting inside a classic car and they have like a gun pointing at you? It's like a foreshadowing at you. It's like a really, really dope scene. So it's like literally a picture of me and my boy with a prop gun pointing at the camera, and we literally tattooed that picture, bro.
That's sick.
Yeah, I like when people get like real life pictures tied. I think that's dope as fuck. Especially if it holds like a memory or like it means something to you, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I saw it. The one stuck out to me on your other arm. The fingers with the hearts, like you have it pointing towards the hearts like that. What does that one mean?
So this arm is just like random stupid tattoos. I'm not gonna lie.
That's literally what I want to do. I want one like patch tattoo, and then one like exactly how you have it, like
so this is all patchwork. So it's just like whatever I like, whatever I see on Pinterest, I tattoo it on me. Or like people that I teach how to tattoo, they practice on this arm right here. Straight up. And if it gets fucked up, no problem. I'll cover it in the future, whatever. But this is like where my whole sleeve is, which is every little thing is meaningful.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
Is there a thing? Cause I'm asking for myself now. Now this is not even a podcast. This is me getting inquiries. I'm
about to charge you for consultation real quick.
Why is it always left arm? Like, is that just preference? Everyone gets on the left arm, or it's better?
I feel like most of the time, if you're a righty, right, like you're always like doing something and you always have your arm touching like the table or whatever. If you have a desk job, if you get in your left arm, it just heals better in that sense. It just heals better in that sense. It's a little bit more safer, just because like you use your left arm less, so it's more protected from like physical damage.
And in my head, it kind of like balances. The voice crack was crazy. It kind of like balances it out. I feel like, I don't know, you use your right hand, left hand on the tie. Just
plus, like when you take those pictures with the car, you're looking like this. That's when it hits hard, right? So that's what's up.
One just died.
I was literally about to say, you got anything else?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
I have like one funny ass story if you guys want. There's one time I had this couple, and they were students, and bro, they're the funniest. I love tattooing students. It's the best.
Why though? Why?
Because I feel like it's just such a dope environment, bro. Like I feel like just having conversations with them, they're just funny. It's like, especially the dudes and stuff who come in big groups and stuff. Bro, it's like a whole fucking mela, bro, at the studio.
It's like the boys.
And then there's that one guy who's like a full on druggie. He starts drinking. The other guy brings Feem, right? And then they're like, "Bhai, tu khani?" I'm like, "No, bro, I'm good." And then there's a third guy who's like high on weed. So there's like a whole like literally environment. And then I have like a PS5, so they start sitting on the couch and everyone's like chilling, bro. It's like just a sick environment.
Yeah, that's fine.
But one time I had this couple. This is when I had the other studio. And this girl, I'm tattooing her, and I'm they're doing each other's names, right, as usual. And
oh no,
and
did you have to remove them too?
No, thankfully not. I think they're married now, bro. Dope. So I'm doing the name, and this is the girl's turn at this point, and she's getting it done on her collarbone. And she literally starts passing out, right? And then we take a break. And then the second time I actually go at it, she passes out. She's out, like completely out. Yeah. And me and the Singh look at each other, be like, "Yo, bro, like let's take a break. Let her rest, let him roll." He's like, "Bhai, yaar bhai jo kari de." Right? And I was like, "Oh shit, bro, are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, kar de." I'm like, I can't legally do that. I can't have someone pass out and then tattoo. There's no way. So we woke her up, bro. We ordered like a pizza and like we fed her and shit, like, and she was like fine after that. And then
it's a tattoo studio, like a hospital.
Yo, shut up, bro. I'm telling you, when I'm tattooing, I'm the therapist, right? I'm also the fucking guy who like feeds you everything, giving you advice. Like it's like all like in one parent, bro. Straight up.
This kid's a parent, a boyfriend, a husband, like
everything. Like a boyfriend.
Took his bitch, took the guy's bitch.
Chill. But Yeah, bro, it's crazy. It's such a vibe, bro. And if there's a lot of fun experiences like this type of shit happens, that's what keeps it interesting. It's not a boring ass job, and that's the best
it's
part
fun. Yeah, you have a lot of fun, right?
Imagine that, man.
Yeah,
but yo, that was a fire episode, man. Appreciate you coming
Really
on once again.
episode.
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Make sure you guys follow Singh Inks,
Put everything
Singh
in the
Lifts,
description.
all that.
Watch a fourth page open up soon.
Yeah,
put everything in the description.
Yeah, make sure you follow him up. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and hope you guys enjoy the episode, man. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Peace.
out.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.